Happy Hump Day rolling out. This is your girl, Crystal Jordan. And of course, it's our midweek reality check. Today's guest is one of my absolute favorites from my absolute favorite television show from the 90s. You know, we have to go back and do that. I've got to bring her in right now because I've been so excited about this interview. Please help me welcome actress Kim Coles to Reality Check.
Well, hi there. Hello. I still don't have the hair handled yet, Crystal. I don't want to put this back and put this forward. I don't know. Hey, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. I had to put on my lucky puffy pink sweater today, you know. I curled up the bob a little extra for you because you are one of the favorites. We love Kim Coles. Love you. Welcome to Reality Check.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
How have you been? How have you been during this? We're in fall.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the fall of 2020. What has your 2020 been like from January up until now?
Well, it was going along so wonderfully.
Yes.
And, around March 13th is the date for me that everything just went, what? Because I was actually flying back from, I'd flown to North Carolina to do a gig. So in addition to being an actress and a comedian, I'm also a speaker and a coach, and we can get into some of that.
Okay.
And by the way, shot several episodes of Bounce's show In the Cut. Right, moving on and getting into the year. And March 13th, flew to go do a gig in Charlotte, and they were like, we're not doing it, go back home.
Right.
So, came back into the apocalypse, apparently.
Right.
But I can tell you something, I'll be honest with you, this time has been weird.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of the masks. Like, number one, I don't breathe well with it. Number two, you can't tell if somebody's smiling. I smile at people, and you can't. I actually say to people now, I'm smiling at you. I really am. Look at my eyes. I have used this time, since we can't go out, and in California, our governor shut us down really, really early, locked us in. I've been using this time to stay within, to go within. So a lot of spiritual work, a lot of behind the scenes work, a lot of things that we'll start to see, or I'll start to show people as the months unfold. So I used it as a really powerful, positive time, even though there was a lot of crazy stuff going on outside. I can control what's going on inside my house and inside my heart, and that's what I've chosen to do.
Right. Well, I definitely want to get into that because I know you have community. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But one of the things that this time period has done, everyone's went inside. We have started to do some things. I mean, we're usually so busy. People are moving around doing things. We've started to watch television. We see that Netflix has brought back a lot of old shows. A lot of shows are in syndication, and people are really enjoying them. Of course, I had to mention earlier, Living Single was my absolute favorite show, and then Girlfriends. And I think it was because in the 90s, we just there weren't that many opportunities to see ourselves on television. And when we did see ourselves, I couldn't always relate to those characters, like if, I was in college at the time, and I remember seeing that show, and I feel like every group of friends could relate to Living Single and the cast there. You guys did such a great job of just capturing, just being Black in America, not dealing with anything other than just life, and how that can be funny and how sisterhood is so important. So I think, do you feel like people really got a chance to go back and watch things that they enjoyed? So Living Single seems to be one of those shows.
Yeah. Number one, I'll say thank you so much for that. And I think because we really set out with an intention to make a good show that was positive, that represented different, body types and different, personality types, and everyone could find someone they could resonate with that was their, cousin or their auntie or their crazy little sister or big sister or big brother for that matter. And I think what's happening is that there's such a nostalgia for that right now. There's such a desire to see ourselves in that way, juxtapositioned. Is that a word? Juxtapositioned against the way the media is showing us now, which is really, me touching on it without going all the way into it. You get it. I think that people just want to remember a simpler time or a more fun time or a time, a coming of age. You just said you were in college at the time. That was a coming of age, and you were, resonating with friends who were like your friends. And so I think that's why these shows are having this resurgence. And I'm happy because I'll get that residual check. Thank you so much. But more importantly, we have young people who are being introduced to these shows. We're getting a chance to see and witness and experience something different, which is so refreshing and wonderful.
It is. I've had a chance, like I said, I was in college at the time. Now my daughter's in college. And so we've had a chance to watch it and see how her friends and they relate. And some things are just timeless and classic. So that is one of the shows it is. I had the opportunity to interview T.C. Carson a couple of months ago. And he's, absolutely wonderful. But he talked a little bit about possibly a reboot. I know people have been, I'm not the only one that's hoping that will happen. Has there been any more talks of that, or where are we at with that?
I think it's just talk, swirling talks. Everybody's talking. Everybody wants it, but nobody's actually pushing the button to make it happen. I love to say two things. Number one, do it while we all look good. Like everyone still looks amazing.
And the same.
Right? And the other piece I'm sorry, say again?
I said he looks the same except for white hair.
Right. His skin is just the skin of life.
Yeah.
And I love it. I'm close with him. And so, of course, an opportunity to play with him again. So we'll see what happens. I think there's just a lot of talk. And there are people who come to us saying, we hear it's definitely happening. And I'm like, nobody sent me the contract yet. So as soon as I get the contract, I'll let y'all know. But something I would be open to. It's just a matter of getting all the forces and all the people to say yes and to say yes at the right time and to make it happen. I do believe that it would be a huge success and it would make people happy. So we'll see what happens. I'm open to it.
Yeah, well, that's good. He said he was open and he suggested maybe a movie. And I just started to just get all super excited. I was like, that would be even more.
Yeah.
But I think another point that I wanted to ask your opinion on, I feel like that show was so groundbreaking because although it was just fun, but you had a chance to see, yes, you had the dynamic of the women. And I think we've seen similar dynamics of females, just, having the fun kind of sassy girl. And then, the one that's the thinker and then the one that's kind of in your face. And then the fun one with like Golden Girls, but in a different way. But you guys, it really was just contemporary young black people. So we had a chance to see you guys interact with guys, with Overton and Kyle being a part of the show. And then later we see Friends, and that, ended up, the difference was it was not urban, and it ended up being wildly successful. Do you think that Friends was definitely inspired by, and do you think the only reason that Living Single didn't reach, I mean, those numbers were like constantly in the news, what the cast was able to garner from the networks. And to me, that the quality, the writing, the acting was definitely, at best, not different. But, you guys had a team of award-winning actors and actresses. So do you think the difference was just skin tone, or do you think things may be different if Living Single was on today?
That's a good question. There's no way to know. It has been documented that our show came first and Friends came after. It's been documented that we were on the same production company. Warner Brothers was our production company. So that's been well established. The dynamic has been well established. You can watch for yourself. Of course, they had, 3 guys and 3 girls. I would say, I don't know. I think that shows that are deemed black shows typically get less advertising, less marketing, less attention. The executives think that only black people are watching it, so they relegate it to, let's call it what it is, the back of the bus. I know that I have, and we have an audience of people of various shades and creeds and colors. And the story I love to tell is while the show was on, I remember standing in line at the bank and a little old Jewish man came and squeezed my arm and, hello, darling, how are you, darling? And I recognized him because I'm from Brooklyn and I lived in a Jewish neighborhood, so I knew who he was. And, you girl, you're absolutely beautiful. I loved watching the show. Oh, I love it, because he knew who we were. Right. Brooklyn, and so I think that it's a shame that the networks and the production companies relegate Black shows or to the back of the bus because they are universal, and they're so universal that sometimes they're copied. Hello. But you know, I have to say, and without sounding negative, that's what happens. You know, like I'm not. I don't know how to change it other than just continuing to do good work and continuing to try to prove to these executives that people of all shapes and sizes, and especially Black folks, will rush to watch, will rush to support.
Right.
That success with Black Panther, isn't it like the most successful?
Yeah. So just right.
So it's considered lesser, but we know that it's not the case. So I'm going to just keep doing good work, and I really want people of the browner hue to just keep doing the good work, and either they will catch up or they won't. At least my audience still loves it. And yeah, the friends were making $1 million an episode. What? Anyway, yeah, I don't know what to do to change it other than continue to shine a light on it. And the more we shine a light on it, the more the numbers will change, the more the awareness will change.
Right. Well, I before you move on from that, I do want to say, do you think that there has been you have so many young directors and writers of color with opportunities now? I know Insecure has kind of that same feeling of it being friends and girlfriends, and then you see their interaction with their male friends. And Issa Rae has been able to do, amazing things with the series being so popular on HBO. So that's a network that is, is commercial, I guess you would say. And Lena Waithe has had, so much success with her show. So do you see that there is change?
Absolutely. There is change, and there is there's more, as you can see, in front of the camera and behind the camera. And those of us who are creators, and those of you who are creators and have a voice and have things you want to say, do not let the powers that be, so to speak, or the people who would green light your show stop you from still doing that show. Because we now have so many outlets in so many ways, and so many more ways that I think people are going to start collaborating more and more, because they do see the landscape and going, rather than continuing to knock on that door and try to beat that door down, let me just go over here, build a new door and open that for myself. And I think the more of us that do that, the more you think that way, the more opportunities there will be for you and for all those that you open the door for as well.
I love that. And that's one of my favorite quotes of Tyler Perry said, just, I went and built my own table. So I think so many of us are learning that that's the answer, as opposed to trying to get in,
Right. It's still work now. It's still work, and you still will need to collaborate outside of the realm, because, in the end, here's the thing, money is green, right?
Right.
And if you build it, if you build it and it's good, everybody will come. Yeah.
Well, speaking of other projects and creativity and other platforms, you are on a show called In the Cut with Bounce, with a lot of faces that we will remember. The audience will definitely remember. It's like just the best of our comedic and dramatic actors and actresses on this show. Can you tell us a little bit about the premise? I know you have a recurring role, correct?
Yeah, I have a recurring role on the 7th season of In the Cut on Bounce TV. And so here's the thing. Bentley Kyle Evans, who created the show, called up and said, Kim, come do some episodes of my show. And I didn't have to audition. All I had to do is show up on the day of, be fitted for my really funny looking costume. I wear this waitress outfit the whole time. So my character Trish is now owner or co-owner of Mabel's Tables, which is a small, little diner, and she makes some very exotic soul food dishes like llama legs and bat wing barbecue and all these things. And so it's what the show is about. This couple who own these, a little mini mall, and it's really about Black entrepreneurship. Black entrepreneurship. But if you look at the foundation of what the show is about, so yes, it's silly and fun and crazy, but it's really about this, man and wife who own a barbershop, and then they run these other businesses that are in their realm. And so it's a whole lot of fun, and it's a really easy show to do. Bentley just said, put on your outfit and do what you do. And like, okay. And so it's super collaborative, super fun. And we finished shooting everything in January. And what a blessing, because production is only just now starting to get that rolling, right? And so I don't know how we would have done it with all of our masks and shields and whatnot on, and COVID tests. Have you had a COVID test? They stick that thing all the way up to your brain. Yeah, it's not fun. Yeah. So, but I'm just so grateful that we did it, and it's in the can, and now we get a chance to
talk about it. Yeah,
enjoy the fruits of our labor.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, there's a lot of faces that we will remember. Mark Curry, Kalita Smith from the Bernie Mac Show, Dorian Wilson, of course, from people probably remember him as Professor Ogilvy.
Right. And Dorian Wilson played the pastor that married Sinclair and Overton. Dory and I have worked together many times, so to go and play with him, and he's a master at comedy and a master at his style, and so to just be able to play in that way was just amazing. And we have the other Dorian, whose last name I can't, Renaud, I think his last name is, who's just so handsome and has all that gorgeous skin, and he has products, and Kalita, who is a pro and has her own particular style of sassy, sexy, and Mark Curry, who I love telling people, like, when Mark Curry shows up on the set, you better be ready to like bob and weave, because he has his own style of comedy, and you just have to sort of like, which way is he going? Oh, okay, here I go. He's going to take you on a ride. And so it was really creatively an incredible experience to get to play with.
Well, there's a lot of just naturally funny people, including yourself, because you are hilarious and have an amazing sense of comedic timing. So we are definitely, when can people check out In the Cut? If they're not already, we know this is the 7th season, so they probably are already checking it out. But if you have not, let's let them know when they
I would tell you that it's on Wednesday nights on Bounce TV, and I believe it's 8 Eastern,
okay.
8 ET.
Awesome. So just when you guys stop watching this, go ahead and get your dinner in, and then make sure that you check out In the Cut. Now, we have people chiming in, saying hello from Community. So let's talk about this project. It sounds like a passion project.
Yeah, it is.
Talk to us about that.
So in addition to being an actress and a comedian and an author and a speaker, I'm also a coach. Wow. And I figured out, Crystal, a little while ago, several years ago, that doing just one thing was not going to be enough for me, and it was not going to be enough for me to sit around waiting for auditions or waiting for someone to pick up a script that I had written. I was like, I've got other gifts and talents. How can I use them? And I started coaching people around the power of storytelling. As a performer, as a comedian, I'm a storyteller, I'm a writer. And so I teach entrepreneurs how to use the power of storytelling to get their message out in the world, or as I like to call it, broadcast their brilliance. And so I created something called the Community Mastermind.
Okay.
So it's KIMUNITY mastermind.com. And there, my business partner a business partner, coach / boyfriend, and I coach. I've got it's like a really wonderful partnership where we coach people in 2 realms. In the realm of business, so building your brand and learning your marketing and your messaging, learning how to build products and be online and, write your books and all the things. And then on the personal side, how to set really powerful boundaries for yourself and self-care. We all need more self-care. And that doesn't mean getting your hair and your nails did. That really means taking good care of you and just really setting your visions. And in fact, tonight I have a class, and tonight I'm going to talk about re-energizing your vision, especially since 2020 just went all off the rails. You got to get back into fire and focus about what you're really here to do. And so I love coaching people along those realms, and so much more. I've got academy classes I teach. I've got something called Speak and Get Clients. And so it's a way for me to still use my creative juices. And that's what I was saying to you at the beginning of this interview. This pandemic didn't slow me down, other than I can't go out as much as I like to. And truth be told, I'm way more of an introvert than people know. I was able to be online, which I had already started, still coaching, teaching, sharing, and helping people, like I say, to broadcast their brilliance, because we all have so many stories that need to come forth. And when you do that, you help and heal yourself, and you help and heal the world. So that's my point of view.
I love that. Someone said, I love to join community. I too would like to join. that was I'm like, how can I get on and how can people join, and what is it like?
You can just go to I don't know if anybody says the W's anymore. Go to www.community, KIMUNITY mastermind.com. All the information is there on the page. And also, I'm findable on all the social media apps except TikTok. I haven't jumped into TikTok yet, but I will. So I'm at Kim Coles on Instagram. Send me a DM. My team or I will answer you. I am Real Kim Coles on Facebook, and on LinkedIn, I'm Kim Coles. So I love talking to people and finding what it is they need, and then going, ooh, I got something for it. Let's help you tell your story.
I love that. Broadcast your brilliance. So I'm sure we're definitely going to put this out so people can be aware of that. And we're doing a Peace and Purpose conference. So we'll have to connect back with you again and maybe have you be a part of that. It sounds like it would be a really good fit.
So you're doing, say it again, it's Peace and Purpose?
Peace and Purpose conference for rolling out is happening this year, which we all need, right?
Yeah.
More.
But something I call the Captivating Conversations, how to pivot on purpose. It's all about staying on purpose right now. More than ever, our people need that reminder that no matter what's going on out there, you got to stay on purpose for you. So yes, I love it. Let's play together, roll it out.
Yeah, we'll have to come back and do that. So I want to ask you one question before I let you go. You've had a very successful career. There's so many young creatives out there that would love to just get some advice. Can you share with us like one of the biggest lessons that you learned from your career that you can share with another young creative out there that may not have realized yet that the hard times are actually what create the breakthroughs? So can you share a breakthrough or lesson that you learned early on?
Well, the overview would be that everything is about perspective, and everything is also about the lessons that you take from the experiences and the challenges that you have, like you just said. So I'm going to tell you something that someone told me. I wish to this day I remember who it was, and I cannot remember. And I'm going to use my name, but I want whoever's watching this to fill in your own name with this. So no, actually, I'll use your name, Crystal. This will be for you. And this gave me the perspective that there will be stages. So here we go. So your career is going to go like this. Who is Crystal? Introducing Crystal. Get me Crystal. Get me more Crystal. Get me cheaper Crystal. Can you get me a younger Crystal? And in the end, it will end up, who is Crystal? So what that means is that there are stages to this. There's a point where you're going to be the one that they want. They're going to be the one that the next one is going to be, can I get her, but can I get a cheaper version? Will she take less money? Will she, now she's past her age. Can we get a younger version? Never mind that your talent and your beauty and your intelligence remains. It's just the cycle of how things go. The trick is to stay present to the fact that it's just a stage, and we know many people who have come and gone and come again, right? We know people who haven't figured out how to stay what I like to call real, relevant, and ready. And the more you work and feed your mind and connect with mentors and keep learning, you'll stay more real, relevant, and ready. I have peers who haven't figured out how to pivot on purpose. And they're sitting around waiting for a job. I could not. And so I don't mean that in a judgy way. I'm saying that whoever you are, know that there will be stages. Don't take it personally. Figure out how to carve out something special for yourself so that you always are the one that that it never cycles back to who is so-and-so. Right. And I use my girl, Joan Rivers, as an example. She worked until the day before she passed away because she kept reinventing herself. And yes, there was a lot of surgery, and yes, she was a little edgy and all the things, but she defined herself in the way that she chose. And so just create for yourself. There is no wrong way to do it, and learn all your lessons as you go along.
Love that. So real, relevant, and what was the last one? Real, relevant, and ready. That's the best advice for us here on Reality Check. Real, relevant, and ready. And I love broadcast your brilliance. So you guys please check out was it communitymastermind.com?
Yes, KIMUNITY, mastermind.com. All the information is there. And it's a monthly, I didn't explain this, it's a monthly membership. And so you can come in month to month to month. You can come in for a month, watch all the lessons and say bye-bye. It wasn't for me. Or you can come in for a whole year and we love on you for a whole year. We meet every Monday and every Wednesday. So we have accountability. We learn new things. Like I'm 100% up in this thing and I love it.
Well, thank you so much, the legendary Kim Coles, for hanging out with us and dropping such wonderful gems and just being so authentic. You have been the same Kim Coles that we met years ago as a stand-up comedian, and after all your success, we still get that same authenticity from you. So we salute you as a legendary piece of our community, just one of those jewels that we still have with us. We're into giving roses while we have our legends with us. So I want to give that to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I got more left in me, girl. I got more left in me. Thank you.
Thank you. So we guys, please check out Kim. Hopefully we'll see her in the episode tonight on In the Cut on Bounce. Thank you again so much, Kim Coles, and we'll definitely be reaching out to connect you with Peace and Purpose.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Bye. Thank you so much. That was good stuff.
Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been a fun reality check in the middle of the week, trying to get you through the rest of the week. If you didn't get motivated from that, I don't know what will. Isn't she just a breath of fresh air? I mentioned earlier that I had a group of friends and we all would sit around and compare ourselves to living single, and she absolutely is Sinclair. I love it. I know she probably was acting, but to me, she's Sinclair, and that reminds me of my good friend Leslie Scholes. So what's up, Leslie? What's up to all the listeners out there? Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you Friday at 2 p.m. Actually, this Friday I won't see you because we're doing our RIDE conference here at Rolling Out. We have some exciting workshops. There's so much going on Friday and Saturday. It's our annual conference. It's going to be virtual this year, of course, because we want to keep everybody safe. But I hope that you will visit ride.rollingout.com to find out all the amazing speakers and the entertainment awards. There's so much going on that you definitely don't want to miss. There's Dame Dash. There's, of course, our publisher, Munson Steed, Goody Mob, so many other surprises coming. So visit ride.rollingout.com to find out more. This, of course, has been Crystal Jordan. I will see you next Monday for Reality Check at 2 o'clock right here on Rolling Out.